Intel Arrow Lake and Panther Lake power ratings revealed. Top desktop SKU has 295 watts PL2, cancelled 40-core die had 352 watts PL2 and 667 watts PL4 TDP. Power ratings of Intel's next-generation Arrow Lake and Panther Lake CPUs for desktop and laptops have been revealed by JK. Intel Arrow Lake's desktop CPUs seem to feature similar TDPs as Raptor Lake chips, but actual power consumption will be lower. Panther Lake configs and power ratings also disclosed. Intel's Arrow Lake CPUs will be covering various segments ranging from desktops to laptops. Both families will have a diverse range of SKUs and each configuration will yield its respective power rating depending on the platform it is designed for. So far, we have learned about the die configurations, the cache configurations, and the clock speed configurations on a range of Arrow Lake chips, but a huge list of Arrow Lake configurations along with their full power ratings has been disclosed today by JK. Based on the details, we first have the Intel Arrow Lake's desktop CPUs, which come in 8+16, 8+12, 6+8, and 6+4 SKUs. These are the 4 confirmed configurations that we will see in the lineup. As of right now, all configurations except the 6+4 will feature up to 125 watts SKUs in the K series and 65 watts, 35 watts chips will be standard across all 4 SKUs. The flagship 8+16 SKU, the Core Ultra 9285K, is reportedly going to feature an extreme mode besides its performance and baseline modes. At the baseline, the top SKU will have a 125 watts PL1 and 179 watts PL2 rating. At performance, the same SKU will have a 125 PL1 and 250 watts PL2 rating, while at extreme, the SKU will have a 125 watts PL1 and 295 watts PL2 rating. The PL4 rating scales from 329/425/490th watt, but this is a short burst mode. Actual power consumption of the chips is suggested to be at least 100 watts lower than Raptor Lake CPUs. Besides the known Arrow Lake's desktop CPUs, there are at least 3 unknown and 2 cancelled models mentioned too. The cancelled models include 8+32 and 8+24 configurations, which were rated at up to 150 watts PL1 and 352 watts PL2 ratings, with up to 667 watts PL4 limits under the extreme profile. The 8+16 150 watts SKU is also mentioned, which has a PL2 rating of up to 295 watts and a PL4 rating of up to 490 watts. This SKU is probably going to be reserved for a future KS variant. Interestingly, Intel had 8+32 and 8+24 SKUs in the plans. They simply increased the E-core count, which would have yielded higher multi-threaded performance but would have been a pain in terms of scheduling, and it looks like the better approach it would have been to increase the P-core counts too. Besides these higher-end variants, there are 2 entry-level 4+4 models listed too, which could be a future Core Ultra 3 variant, though those aren't confirmed for the Arrow Lake's family. Following is the full list of Arrow Lake's desktop CPU models along with their power ratings. Intel Arrow Lake mobility chips will come in 3 categories: HX for enthusiast laptops, H for mainstream, high-end gaming laptops, and U for low-power laptops. Arrow Lake U will be positioned similarly to the Lunar Lake parts, though Lunar Lake might end up being a tad bit faster due to its optimizations and innovations that include a focused architectural design along with new 2 GPU cores. Arrow Lake HX will feature the same core configurations as the main desktop dies. The Arrow Lake H and Arrow Lake U CPU configurations don't mention the LPE core counts, as we know that these chips will employ 3 different architectures: Lion Cove P cores, Skymont T cores, and Crestmont LPE cores. Though those LPE cores sit on a different tile altogether, while these configs are only for the compute and graphics tiles. Following the mobile Arrow Lake launches, which will mostly take place in early 2025, Intel will roll out its Panther Lake CPUs by the end of 2025. These chips have also been mentioned with 3 flavors that include 2 6+8 Panther Lake H configurations and a single 4+0 Panther Lake U config. These chips scale from 15 watts up to 28 watts and 45 watts. The chips would feature up to 12 cores based on this 3 Celestial graphics architecture as previously detailed. The leaker also states that while the listed configuration for Panther Lake is 6+8, the retail release will feature a 4+8 configuration. Other information suggests that Intel also has a new feature in development for its Panther Lake and Arrow Lake laptop CPUs, which will allow the chips to have a different power profile when they are running alongside a discrete GPU. With Lunar Lake all set for a 3rd September launch, we will soon see Intel start talking a bit more about Arrow Lake in the follow-up.